Okay, so I made a update video yesterday and it was talking about some of the major stuff that needs to be fixed within ARK Survival Ascended and ever since the Ragnarok launch. Now, as we've mentioned before, Ragnarok Ascended has been taken into the community very, very well. There is obviously some issues, but overall, for the first time, I think, since launch, it has a mostly positive review on Steam, which is crazy. So today we have the brand new information on the patch. Some of the patch stuff has gone out. They've given us an update on some of the other bits as well, which is brilliant. And hopefully very, very soon, everything on this issue will be fixed. But it's some news from Studio Wildcard. Now, if you do enjoy today's video, drop a like and subscribe, and of course, come and join us on our free Ragnarok servers. Link is in the description down below to the LoadedCrysis cluster. We just opened last night our second PvP. If you want to play PvE Ragnarok, there's spaces over there, and if you want to play PvP Ragnarok, they are very limited at the moment, I have to be honest, but there is still space. So come and join us. Link to our Discord is down below. Right, so here it was this morning, very early this morning from Dolly saying client update version 67.46 has some meaningful improvements for frame gen survivors. So frame generation DLSS/FSR can now be disabled via the UI, which is like, you know, this is something that people have talked about for like ever since it was forced onto people, you know, like it's crazy. Nvidia cards, the 4000 series cards and newer that are capable of DLSS frame generation will have it enabled by default, and older generation Nvidia cards or AMD cards still use FSR frame generation by default. They also fixed the bug where frame generation was not working from NVIDIA 4000 cards and up. That's why people were changing. Literally, how crazy is that? Fix an issue where your frame generation settings weren't being saved properly. Changing frame generation settings that will require a client restart to go into effect. And we're still investigating and working resolving visual issues caused by DLSS frame generation. Finally, Studio Wildcard, this is what a lot of the community have been calling out for. It can now be disabled via the UI. Now, as you can see, here are the patch notes on the screen right now. So the one we just talked about here, the FSR frame gen will now be correctly enabled after restart when selected the settings in the settings UI. Also, they fix various exploits, and the telekinesis no longer works on activated tech shields. Now, this went live for all platforms. Now, many of you guys wanted your update on how is ARK Survival Ascended faring after the Ragnarok update a week later, because it was literally pretty much a week today. I think a week tomorrow that Ragnarok launched because it was delayed. But as you guys can see, it's still sitting quite nicely, you know, in 12th. Like, on actual launch day, it was in 4th. And it's still sitting in 12th. It will continue to drop. And, you know, as things do, it doesn't tend to hold very well in the top sellers. ARK Survival Ascended seems to be that type of game that tends to, like, hold, like, absolutely shoot to the top of sales. It never hit number 1. I think it might have hit 3rd, and then it kind of drops down. It's kind of not got that stability. Apart from the old version, I don't know if Survival Evolved is still here. Is Survival Evolved still here? Let's see if it's still in top sellers. It was Survival Evolved because it was on a massive sale. Did actually shoot up, but it's probably dropped back down now. Yeah, it looks like it's probably dropped back down. And the thing is, I could be wrong. Oh, it's so nice to see Star Wars: The Old Republic there, you know. Just like I love seeing old school games like that, if you guys are into any of those. But yeah, I don't think ARK Survival Evolved is actually still there. But there's so many games that hold their price, especially hold that wherever they are on the the Lost Colony expansion pass is here in 35th. So that's actually doing pretty well too. Which is pretty awesome there. So anyway, now it's time to actually dive into the player count numbers. Now, bear in mind, this is always a quieter time. It's getting there where it's getting a little bit busier. Right, we will go and see if it managed to hit the 50,000, but let's see what kind of player count we're working with at this moment in time. Considering it's still fairly quiet, ARK Survival Evolved, with 42,000, and oh, it's off sale now. That's probably why as well. Like the sale has ended for Ark Survival Evolved. Ark Survival Ascended has 32,000 at the moment, with a peak of last night of 37,000. I mean, the game's still been absolutely dreaming of these numbers. Let's quickly hop over to the Steam DB and see if it hit the 50k. Right, okay, here we are. So obviously this was the peak of the most recent 24-hour peak. It always happens like this. You never factor in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, really. You only should really factor in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because that's the time where people are like, you know, off work and stuff. So what date are we looking for? So we're looking for when it launched. Where was its peak? 40... Oh, here it is, the Sunday night. So it never hit the 50k. That's a shame. It hit the peak of 48,000. Here it is, 48,116 was its highest peak. So it was so close to hitting that 50k again. It'd be interesting to see how look at the gain there of 23,000 within the last 30 days. That, oh, it even shows us here. That even shows you how massively it's jumped up. The biggest DLC, look, literally since launch. I knew this was going to happen. I even said to my mods, I said, I reckon it's going to hit 50k. It's going to be that popular. And nothing has been anything like this since December 2023. Can you believe that? December 2023 was the last time it held a player count like that. I mean, it's been close. Like, Extinction got 41,000, but, you know, that's another, nearly like another 10k. That is crazy. Something interesting I really had on my mind for, like, ever since the Lost Colony expansion launched is, how popular do you guys think Lost Colony is going to be? Because I'm in, like, so many different minds with it. Like, I'm like, so Ragnarok I knew was going to be the most popular one, and it's proven that. And I have said that for a long while, because Ragnarok is fantastic, and it's so good to seeing it doing so well. But what I'm quite interested about with, you know, with Lost Colony is, will Lost Colony be, like, the old ARK DLCs used to be like? Because there's still so many people that play on ASE, right? And there's so many people that love the lore of the ARK game and the story behind it. So do you think, I mean, I can't see it being as big as Genesis Part 2, you know, back in the day when Genesis Part 2 brought in 250,000 concurrent players onto ASE. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. And it was the biggest jump we've ever seen. I don't even know how it sold so well, because that was bigger than anything ARK Survival Evolved would ever have done. It was crazy. But I'm interested. How many people are going to come back and see the lore on the new version? Because you're going to get people that might, you know, that are interested in that. You're going to get people that want to see the new part of an actual expansion. And I think, you know, for all those ARK nerds out there, I think they're going to want to know what, you know, what happens between Extinction and Genesis and leads into ARK 2. And I think it holds so much weight. But will there be enough promo behind it? I'm sure they're really going to do that. I've actually noticed that they've actually started doing a little bit more proper promo recently for these DLCs and stuff. And obviously, clearly, it's selling well. So it'd be very interesting to see what Studio Wildcard have in store for Lost Colony. And if they've got anything that's going to shock us. And I really do think they will. We've still got a long time to go now. We've got 6 months from now. It's pretty, well, no, in 6 months it'll be Christmas Day, but a little bit less than that. It's pretty much 6 months, because we're halfway through the year now. I'm going to say it's going to launch on it better not launch on the 18th of December again. I'm not having another launch like Extinction, where it came out and they went on their Christmas holiday, went to bed, and we never saw Wildcard online for 2 weeks' time, and Extinction was full of mesh holes. I'm hoping it will come out Wednesday, anywhere between December the 8th and December the 15th. That would be a good launch time in December. We'll see. But that's my question to you guys down below. Do you think the lore will pull players back in? Will we see returning players return to the game like we did for Ragnarok? Let me know in the comment section down below.